So I'm from Fort Worth, and the heist film has 4 criminals. They're named A, B, C, and D. When I wrote, the script is in development. The synopsis have been written on the script. The character's name can be Brad Pitt, Edward Norton, Ryan Gosling, and Bradley Cooper. Those can even be the names of the characters. It's A, B, C, and D. They can also go by A, B, C, and D. They find their name, they say, well, his name was Brad Pitt. His name was Edward Norton. His name was Ryan Gosling. His name was kind of like Mr. Pink and Mr. Brown from Reservoir Dogs. This is for the Federal Reserve Bank. There's one in Fort Worth. There's one in Washington, D.C. The one in the film, in the heist film, the one that's robbed is the one in Fort Worth. So after it's done, one goes north, one goes south, one goes east, one goes west. They travel on motorcycles, very high-speed motorcycles. They carry this little narrow wagon. The lead criminal, which is Brad Pitt, which goes by A, he robs the Federal Reserve with it's an inside job, jumps on his bike, takes the $100 million and goes west. Goes to a secure location in a field and lives on nature for about a month. The guy that goes east, I think it should probably be, he'll go northeast, which would be Norton, which would be Ed Norton. The guy that will go north will be Ryan Gosling, because think of La La Land, which is kind of like a musical, right? So he goes north. The guy that goes south is Bradley Cooper. Think of American Sniper. So he goes north. They all go to remote areas to build their little loot. There's choppers involved in it. So they tell on a social media site, do not follow the robbers. Do not follow the bank robbers, or you'll be shot down with surface-to-air missiles. They stay there in the remote areas for a month. The Brad Pitt's character, which is A, he sleeps in a homemade tent. He makes a tent out of trees and brush. They live there for a month. They live off the land for a month. Then they meet up in Dallas at a restaurant to discuss where to pick up the loot, which is like $100 million. That's Act 1. Act 2, Matthew McConaughey comes in as Texas Ranger, who ends up finding them, but he doesn't do the arrest. Mark Wahlberg is the dumb FBI agent who tries to find them but can't. He's too dumb. Matthew McConaughey finds them, decides not to do the rest because he realizes that they're working for the South. And knows that if he busts him, then he'd be killed. Does it look like I'm lying? It's called the Heist Movie. That could be one of the lines. Does it look like I'm lying? But anyway, it's A, B, C, and D are the criminals' names. Texas Ranger and FBI.